Okay, this playing Thursday night poses an exciting challenge for our guys. It's a difficult challenge for the guys to turn it around and recover and get ready to go. But we've been doing this for a long time, and we've got a good rhythm to it. And the guys took to it and really embraced it and did a really nice job. And so we're ready to go and looking forward to it. Um, this is a very difficult team we're playing. These guys challenge you on both sides of the football, schematically, athletically. They got a lot of juice on offense, and you know, Kyler Murray is a fantastic football player that really you can't keep your eyes off him when you're watching them play. He's one of those guys, and so you know we've seen it before earlier this year that he's got a lot of magic to him. So we got to do a nice job with him, and boy, they got all kinds of guys we're dealing with. So it's a quick turnaround. Our guys are fired up to go for it, and we always love playing on Thursday night.
Jackie?
Hey, Coach, you mentioned Kyler Murray. How does he factor into their run game, given how mobile he is and how dangerous Drake is as well?
Well, there's a portion of their run game where he is involved in the reads and the runs, you know, as a design of it. They'll get him on the edge. They'll do a lot of stuff with him. And those are difficult just because he's so quick. But the biggest problem is really when it's a pass and then he takes off and makes space and makes yards getting out on the edge or getting up through the middle. He's got all kinds of tricks and he's very, very bursty. He's so quick with his feet that he's hard to tackle. So he poses a ton of problems, whether it's the running game or off the passing game.
Thank you.
Masvita?
Yeah. Hey, Pete, what does a versatile DJ Reed provide for your defense?
Well, you know, we're getting to know him and liking everything that we're seeing. You know, I said this, I think, earlier in the week about when he played nickel. He did a nice job his first game out in a week, you know, and then he just hasn't been with us very long. But he's been in the meetings. He just hasn't been on the field. So as we get him out here, we get to see him more, and we just get excited about the guy because he's got good feel. He's got an excellent burst. He's got terrific speed, and his catch-up and change of direction is really remarkable. And you saw him burst on the kickoff, like we said earlier in the week too, that showed you, you know, his nature. You know, he goes for it. So really excited about the guy and looking for him, see him play again with a little bit more background in what, you know, in our system and all.
Curtis?
Yeah, Pete, how'd the week go for your running backs? It looks like Carlos is ready to go on the report. And how about Chris? How did they make it through the week?
Yeah, they did make it through the week, and Carlos looked strong throughout. Chris, we're going to wait until tomorrow to figure out what we're doing with it, but he did practice and look good in all the stuff that he did. So we're real close with Chris, feeling really good that Carlos will be out there.
Tim?
Pete, has Ethan gotten through the concussion protocol at this without, but has he gotten through that? And then what's the status with Kyle Fuller and his ankle?
Yeah, he hasn't finished that protocol yet, as far as I know. He's still, but it's way better. It's just the short week didn't give him a chance. And Kyle, he's gonna be ready to go in the game, and we'll see how good he is on game day. But he went through all of the prep on the sides. We rested him all week in this short week, and he did a really nice job first time out, and so he will be ready if we need him.
Brady?
Pete, how's Tyler Lockett doing?
He worked well today. He looked fine.
Do you think he's going to play tomorrow?
I don't think there's any doubt that he's playing. Yeah, he just looked too good on the practice field today.
Thanks.
Bob?
Excuse me. I would say that this though we do have to see how he is after today. You know that's an unknown right now. So as much as I'd like to be optimistic about it, which I am, we do have to see what if anything happened coming off the work he had.
Okay, now Bob.
Hit it, Bob.
Okay. How have you felt about the play of the other receivers this year, David Moore and Freddie Swain and guys like that, if they had to do a little bit more?
I think they've been right there for us. They've been tough and they've taken advantage of their opportunities. You know, we've seen David's style. He's got a little style to him, and there's a real toughness about Freddie Swain that we love in all of the things that he does, special teams and blocking and all of that. Our receivers have been blocking really well, and those two guys have a lot of that work. And they when they don't get the ball, they're more than willing to give a great effort and be tough.
And Travis Homer, so I mean, he's listed as doubtful. So who sort of steps into that if he can't go?
Well, I'm not sure what you're asking.
I guess it is like third down, the 2-minute kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, we'll show you what we're doing when we get to game time on that one. But yeah, Travis, he's pretty sore still, and the short week didn't help him at all. So we'll have to see. He's doubtful right now. It'll be hard for him to get out there.
Greg?
Pete, how is Kyle Fuller able to walk, let alone play after a high ankle sprain? A couple weeks
You know, he handled it really well. He played the game and finished the game. And he was really tough about it. He's had a high ankle sprain before, which always helps these guys understand what they're up against. And he's just going to tough it out. You know, and he did in the game, which we're really proud of him for pulling it off like he did. And so he's just going to tough it out.
And with Lockett, if this was a Sunday game, would this even be a question? The short week kind of.
No, he looked too good today. He was light on his feet and moving around and bopping pretty good. We had to hold him back today. He wanted to practice the whole thing. We held him out a little bit.
Michael Sean?
Hey, Pete, how does the decision-making process go with which jerseys you guys wear each week? Is that just your call?
No, we really leave that up to the players and the captains. They work with EK on that stuff, and they've been the ones that have really kind of led the charge there.
What do you think of the ones you guys got for tomorrow?
I like it. I like our look. Yeah, I like whenever we get the green on. It looks good.
Thanks.
Joe?
Pete, how would you evaluate Quandre Diggs this year?
He's a good football player. He's doing really well. He has not missed many opportunities. He's been physical. He's been on point. He's a leader out there. Communicates to everybody really well. You can really count on him. He's a terrific football player.
Curtis?
Yeah, Pete, you guys just put out the roster move that you brought Phil Haynes back up off IR. How does he fit into the mix? You know, what do you hope to see out of him now that he's back with you finally?
Well, Phil's been playing guard for us, and he can play center also. So he's kind of a utility guy as he works his way back in. He's had a good return. We're really excited for him. He's been out for quite a while with last year as well at times. So it's good to get him back out and get him competing. But he's a good, healthy body, strong, ready to go, and he's ready to jump in there if we need him.
AJ?
Obviously, Tyler had a pretty big game against the Cardinals the last time out, but what's going to be the key to getting both DK and Tyler involved early so that you can stay with that sort of dual threat, if you will, wide receiver group?
Well, we're going to have to get them both involved to get that accomplished. That's exactly the issue. You know, that if it works out as it did, you know, between the two of them, they caught 17 passes or something like that, whatever it was last week, last time we played them. You know, that's pretty good production from the position group. That's really all we care about. You know, it's really not trying to feature anybody to get numbers or whatever. We just want to make sure that we're able to move the football and make a lot of yards and score some points and all that. I would love to see both guys going and being part of it. That's always our intent, and so we'll see what happens this week. But it's very much in the plans for both those guys to be involved.
Tim?
Russ said,
Sorry.
That's okay. Sorry, Russ said this week that his goal was just not to overcomplicate the things that he needs to fix, to just make clear decisions. You've worked with him a long time. Have you seen him go through a process like this before where he says
Sure.
he just needs to simplify? And how have you seen that process play out this week?
Yeah, yes, and we have been through, you know, we've had all kinds of games, and there's been all kinds of scenarios that we've been through and all of that. And it always comes back as, you know, to just doing what you're really good at and staying with that and not trying to do anything more than that, and you don't need to. He's an incredible player and competitor, and he knows that he just needs to let's get back out on the field again. Let's get going again. So I'm really looking forward to his play this week. This is a challenging defense. He needs to be on it, and he knows that, and he's prepared really well to get that done.
Tim?
Pete, the league sent out a memo today about all teams being asked to go into the intensive COVID protocol starting next week. What does that change for you guys, if anything?
Well, it does shift some things. You know, we're really proud of where we are right now. We've made it through all this time, and our guys have done a fantastic job of towing the line. This is such a demanding process, you know, that they're involved with to go along with being a professional athlete. And there's a lot there's a lot of diligence that that's the word that keeps coming back, because you just have to stick to it and stay with it. Well, the guidelines, and I haven't seen them all specifically yet, but what I understand though, the virtual aspect of our meeting times and stuff will be amplified, and we'll step up with that portion of our stuff. We'll have less interaction here in the facility, except for walkthroughs and practice, and so it's not a problem for us. We just have to have our time frames. We've already had it worked out in anticipation that this could happen, and so we may adjust some as we see how it goes. But we have a real thought that how we'll do it, and it means more virtual meetings is what you call for, and less this kind of interaction time here in the facility. So we'll do whatever we're going to follow to the letter of the law, and continue to really have an attitude that we can pull this thing off. And I think the mentality of it is as important as anything, because it has to carry over into all aspects and all facets of everybody's lives. And that conscience and that rule number one, awareness, is crucial. So we'll just go along with it and fit it together and try to make a real good go of it.
Last question, Corbin Smith.
Hey, B, we're now to week 11. We're well into the second half of the season. Where's Rashad Penny and Darrell Taylor at this point? Do they have a chance maybe to be back after this game, or is it still more of a long-term proposition getting them back?
No, we're right on. We're getting to the verge of those guys coming back now. And both guys they're running hard. They're working hard. They're wearing out the trainers. So they just have to kind of close in on it right now. Close in on being absolutely ready to do football movements and football reactions and things like that. So we'll see here how this goes. And it's been week to week as we've evaluated, but yet these guys are ready to go. And so we're a week away or 2 weeks away probably from something happening here with these guys. I'd love to see those guys come back and be part of next week even, possibly. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. And we're really going to do a nice job of making sure we don't rush it. I know it's been quite a while, but now that we're down to it, we got to make really good choices and decisions as we finish it off. I'm talking about the rehab.
Thank you, everyone.
You got it.